The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis is a captivating tale of adventure, courage, and redemption set in the magical land of Narnia. The story begins during World War II when four siblings, Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy Pevensey, are evacuated from London to the countryside to escape the dangers of air raids. They are sent to stay in the large, mysterious home of an old professor who lives alone with his housekeeper. The professor's house is full of wonders, with endless rooms and hallways, but it is Lucy, the youngest sibling, who makes the first truly remarkable discovery. One day, while exploring the house, Lucy stumbles upon a large wardrobe in an otherwise empty room. She opens the door, steps inside, and finds herself in a snowy forest. She has unknowingly entered the magical land of Narnia, a realm ruled by the White Witch, who has cast a spell over the land, ensuring that it is always winter and never Christmas. As Lucy ventures further into the forest, she meets a faun named Mr. Tumnus. He is kind and welcoming, inviting her to his home for tea. There, he explains the dire situation in Narnia, under the witch's rule, and confesses that he had been instructed to capture any human he encountered. However, Mr. Tumnus cannot bring himself to betray Lucy, and he helps her return safely to the wardrobe. When Lucy tells her siblings about her adventure, they are skeptical and dismiss her story as a product of her imagination. However, not long after, Edmund, the second youngest, follows Lucy into the wardrobe and also finds himself in Narnia. Unlike Lucy, Edmund's first encounter in Narnia is with the White Witch. She appears regal and charming, tempting Edmund with enchanted Turkish delight and promising him power, including the chance to rule as Prince of Narnia if he brings his siblings to her. Blinded by greed and jealousy, Edmund agrees and keeps his meeting with the witch a secret. Lucy later convinces Edmund to admit he has seen Narnia, but when the siblings discuss it together, Edmund lies and mocks Lucy, making it seem as though he never entered the wardrobe. The tension between them grows, but their adventure takes a turn when all four siblings end up in Narnia together. This happens after they hide in the wardrobe to avoid the wrath of the housekeeper during a game of hide-and-seek. Once in Narnia, Peter, Susan, and Lucy discover that Edmund has been lying about his earlier encounter, but their immediate focus turns to exploring the strange and magical land. The children soon find themselves at the home of Mr. and Mrs. Beaver, who welcome them warmly and explain the true nature of Narnia's plight. Beavers reveal that the White Witch has ruled with cruelty for years, but there is hope for Narnia. Aslan, a great and noble lion, has returned to the land. Aslan is the true king of Narnia, and the only one who can defeat the witch and bring peace back to the realm. The Beavers explain that the siblings have a critical role to play in Narnia's future, as it has been foretold that 2 sons of Adam and 2 daughters of Eve will sit on the thrones of Cair Paravel and restore Narnia to its former glory. Edmund, however, quietly slips away from the Beaver's home and ventures to the White Witch's castle, believing she will reward him for bringing his siblings to her. When Edmund arrives, he discovers the true extent of the witch's cruelty. Her castle is filled with statues, victims she has turned to stone using her magic. Instead of welcoming Edmund warmly, the witch berates him for coming alone and orders her wolves to find and capture his siblings. Meanwhile, the Beavers lead Peter, Susan, and Lucy to the stone table, where Aslan has set up camp. The journey is perilous, as the witch's spies are everywhere, and her power over the land is strong. However, the group is heartened by signs that Aslan's presence is already breaking the witch's spell. The snow begins to melt, and spring slowly returns to Narnia. On their journey, they also meet Father Christmas, who gives them gifts to aid them in the battle ahead. Peter receives a sword and shield. Susan is given a bow and a magical horn to summon help. and Lucy is gifted a dagger and a healing cordial made from fire flowers. When the siblings finally meet Aslan, they are struck by his majesty and kindness. Aslan welcomes them warmly and assures them that they are part of a greater plan to save Narnia. However, their joy is short-lived when the witch demands an audience with Aslan. She invokes the deep magic, an ancient law of Narnia that states any traitor belongs to her, and Edmund, having betrayed his siblings, falls under this law. The witch insists that Edmund's life is hers to take. Aslan, understanding the gravity of the situation, offers himself in Edmund's place. The witch accepts, and Aslan is led to the stone table, where he is bound, humiliated, and ultimately killed by the witch and her followers. Peter, Susan, and Lucy are devastated by Aslan's sacrifice, but they are unaware of the deeper magic that Aslan knows. At dawn, the stone table cracks, and Aslan is resurrected, explaining that when an innocent victim is sacrificed in place of a traitor, the power of death itself is undone. Aslan's return brings hope and renewed determination to Narnia's forces. With Aslan leading the way, the siblings and their allies prepare for the final battle against the White Witch. Aslan frees the prisoners in the witch's castle, restoring those who had been turned to stone. Peter leads the Narnians in a fierce battle, facing the witch and her army of wolves and other dark creatures. During the climactic fight, Aslan arrives with reinforcements and confronts the witch directly, killing her and ending her reign of terror. The battle is won, and peace is restored to Narnia. Aslan crowns the Pevensey siblings as kings and queens of Narnia at Cair Paravel. Peter becomes High King, with Susan, Edmund, and Lucy ruling alongside him. Under their reign, Narnia enters a golden age of prosperity and harmony. The siblings grow into their roles, maturing into wise and just leaders. Years pass in Narnia, and the siblings grow into adulthood. One day, while hunting in the forest, they stumble upon the lamppost near the wardrobe entrance. Curious, they venture through the portal and find themselves back in the professor's house, return to their childhood and the very moment they had left. To their surprise, no time has passed in the real world. The professor, far from being shocked by their tale, seems to believe them and encourages them to keep their adventures a secret, hinting that they may return to Narnia someday. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is a timeless story of bravery, sacrifice, and the triumph of good over evil. Through their journey, the Pevensey siblings learn valuable lessons about loyalty, forgiveness, and the power of hope. The novel's enchanting world, memorable characters, and profound themes have made it a beloved classic, inspiring readers of all ages to believe in the magic of courage and faith. Its themes of selflessness and courage resonate deeply, reminding readers that even in the darkest times, hope and goodness can prevail.